Thank you for the opportunity to meet you and discuss the 1-year anniversary of the border conflicts between Cambodia and Thailand that erupted last year in July. So this July will be 1 year. My first question will be, as we are going to, I would say, we're going to mark this event, very tragic event. So can you provide the assessments to the ongoing bilateral relation between the two countries, considering the diplomatic breakdown and continued distrust and lacks of confidence between the two sides?
Yeah, well, thank you very much again, Cambodianess, for having me in your program. I'm very delighted to share some of my view with you on the topic of your interest. The first question that you raised, very importantly, I'm holding the view that actually I'm quite surprised, to be honest with you, that after the Paris Peace Agreement in 1993, co-signed by 21 signatories, including Thailand, and Thailand have played a major role in restoring peace to Cambodia. So to me, it is very surprising to have an accident on the 28th of May last year with one shot dead of Thai Cambodian soldier by Thai armed forces evolve into something that I cannot imagine. That means to deteriorate the existing good relationship between Thailand and Cambodia to this level. It is very hard for me to believe. Now let's try to dissect some of these elements as to why it transformed from that, you said in July. The July part of it is a first war. Yep. But in fact, the incident started in May. May 28 is a date that we should remember. This is a spark. It's just like if you light up a fire, this is a spark that make this thing go on roller coaster, So after this shoot first, if you remember, when this incident happened, each country blame each other as to who shoot first. Thailand say Cambodia shoot first, Cambodia say Thai shoot first. And ultimately, in my view, we will never find out the truth who shoot first, because there's no referee, there's no someone over there can take a photo or take a snapshot or to concretely verify that actually what have happened, Nevertheless, we should not make this incident or go behind this incident and to allow this incident to spill over or to inflame, the bad animosity, the animosity between the two sides, Yeah. So starting from there, my assessment is that it went from the force of nationalism, the rhetoric that each side blame each other. Each time there is something going on, it's always start with who shoot first, and then it went into something very alarming, like the first was in late July 28th, last for 5 days. Okay. And during that time, I have to also say that without President Trump, who were exercise his eminent positions as the president of the biggest nation in the world, to call both prime minister to ask them to refrain from the use of force, to stop fighting, otherwise he will use this reciprocal tariff on both countries, and it worked until to the point that both sides agreed to sit down and sign a peace accord in Kuala Lumpur. But then fast forward to the next level, the problem remain the same. The mining explosions. Thailand keep losing their military patrol. They should not patrol in their area already, but they keep doing it. There's casualty toward that. So until the flare up of the second war, which is in December last year, it lasts 21 days, to a point where China stepped in to have a ceasefire agreement under China-led mechanism. And then until now, from late December last year until now, there is, in my view, a semblant, a make-believe kind of stability between the two sides. In other words, there's no major clash. But I'm not so sure that the danger is over. I'm not so sure that both sides have agreed to stop all hostility with each other, because up until now, my assessment is that both government and from the people to people, there are a lot of mistrust remain and misunderstanding remain, and each side have still exchange hostile rhetoric. They blame each other on many things, and so it is very difficult to dissect who's right and who's wrong. In fact, it should not be who's right and who's wrong. It should be both sides should recommit themselves to peaceful settlement of dispute. And that's my second point about my assessment. What has it worked? Cambodia has been consistent and very forward-going in seeking peaceful settlement of dispute to this border conflicts between Thailand. Now, peaceful settlement of dispute in the Cambodian way include the counting on good office and mediation from ASEAN. Cambodia seek ASEAN mediation. Cambodia respect and wholeheartedly welcome President Donald Trump, the US-led peace accord, and also the Fujian consensus by China, all of which are peaceful, I want to say a few words about Thailand position with regard to this process. Now, what I've been observing Thailand position closely, particularly from a military point of view, I noticed that Thailand hold on to the idea that, Thailand cannot compromise sovereignty for peace. In other words, peace meaning stop fighting, right? In other words, Thailand cannot stop fighting if Thai sovereignty is at stake. Now, what Thailand repeatedly send out message to the outside world, particularly Thai military, they say that Cambodia invade Thailand. They say that Cambodia incur into Thai territory. They say that Cambodia is taking over Thai territory. I, as a political scientist, of course I'm Cambodian, I have to, I'm biased for sure, but I think my intellectual capacity still serve me. I don't think Cambodia have any desire or any ambitions to take over Thai territory. What Cambodia is doing, what the Cambodian government is doing, is to protect what is legally Cambodia thing belong to us. And based on very solid, very well-founded legal base, and that is Cambodia only recognize the international border between Cambodia and Thailand based on the Convention of 1904 and the Treaty of 1907 that was creating a Siamese, Franco-Siamese commission to demarcate the border. As far as Cambodia is concerned, those international lines between the then Indochina and Siam remain today an international between the two kingdoms, you know. So I think that fundamental aspects of the issues must remain when we debate about, you know, what should we do, what we should move forward. So as I mentioned, until now there is semblant calm at the border, but I don't think it's a completely the two countries is at peace with each other, or the normalcy have not really returned to both sides yet. And one of the things that is happening in front of our eyes now as we speak is Cambodia seeking compulsory conciliations following the unilaterally cancelling of the MOU 2001, which is the only bilateral framework between the two countries. Back then, you know, the two leaders, Prime Minister Hun Sen and former Prime Minister Thaksin, they have very good rapport. They trust each other, and they have a joint commitment to make this OCA, the overlapping claim area, work in the best interest to both countries. I mean, they agreed to 2001 as a bilateral framework to discuss the OCA, and the discussion was based on delimitation and joint development. You know,
following the Cebu summit, where both foreign ministers were tasked with engaging with diplomatic talks, but so far after the exchange of words at the UNFC, things turned into something different. So what does it take for things like diplomatic engagement to work for both countries?
Yeah, a good question. I think, again, the dispute between Thailand and Cambodia, the majority still favor diplomatic resolution, particularly ASEAN. So what is it that we have at our disposal, diplomatically speaking? We have ASEAN process, ASEAN Charter, ASEAN, the TAC, Treaty of Amity Cooperation, stipulate very clearly that dispute between member states cannot be resort to the use of force or the threat of use of force, you know. It is a cardinal principle of ASEAN in the dispute settlement between states, you know. So, and Cambodia have called for that. And I think ASEAN want to do that. But you and I know that ASEAN have some limitation when enforcing this principle, the non-use of force. Because the non-use of force is now being challenged by the non-interference. That is also ASEAN principle. So ASEAN have some difficulty, but nevertheless, to answer your question, what type of diplomatic mechanism or framework that we can use? We use ASEAN, and I think ASEAN remain important in this mediations aspect. And ASEAN chair from Malaysia, which has been, we have to give a lot of due respect, recognition to the immense contribution by His Excellency Anwar Ibrahim for his role in, you know, during the most difficult time. Malaysia have done a great work, in my view, in the capacity of ASEAN chair to try to contain, ask both sides to use restraint and not to use force, I think. And what else do we have after Anwar? We have, first and foremost, the American-led. Now it's a peace accord that was signed in October last year, you know. It's a major undertaking, you know, at the height when at the height of the first war that was break out in July, late July. President Trump called both Prime Minister to say stop fighting, or else he will use a reciprocal tariff to impose on both Thailand and Cambodia. And it worked. And it transpired into the signing of the Kuala Lumpur Peace Accord in October last year, whereby President Donald Trump himself witnessed it. And recently, I've been reading that the U.S. remain very committed to see to it that this peace accord is fully implemented. And if you visit the peace accord, the state, the term of reference that is written down there, it is if both parties, faithfully and earnestly abide by this principle, definite peace and normalcy will return to both sides. And ASEAN have a major role in coordinating this peace accord, and also so you have the US-led peace accord as a diplomatic way to help resolve it. And you most recently in late December, you have the Chinese-led ceasefire agreement that is known to be the Fujian consensus. They only have 5 points there, and I think China effort in mediations in some way work a little bit better than the American way. To be honest with you, I've been observing it, and I think partly because this is to say in this region, China remain very influential, and China, like the US, does not want to see Thailand and Cambodia go to war to each other. China and the US want to see Cambodia and Thailand to remain at peace together, So they don't wish for conflicts to go. So you have ASEAN mechanism, you have the American peace accord, American-led peace accord, then you have the Fujian consensus, which is Chinese-led. That is still remain a very strong framework whereby both countries should adhere to, should uphold these principles to give diplomacy a chance. But now there is a new element taking place. It's because of Thai cancellations of the MOU 2001 that remove or toss it away the only bilateral framework that allow both sides to negotiate with each other on a maritime overlapping claim area. Cambodia seek UNCLOS, compulsory conciliation under UNCLOS, which I think this process will take place because publicly Thailand announced that they agreed to go. We have to wait and see whether this commission can be formed. Cambodia was so honest, so straightforward, so I think with all sincerity, Cambodia want to resolve these issues in a peaceful way, and Cambodia hold a view that this is the honorable, respectable way of resolving the issue, and to not to throw away bilateral negotiation completely, because although Thailand disappointed with the Cambodian seeking compulsory conciliation, but I think through compulsory conciliations there will be bilateral negotiation between Thailand and Cambodia in front of the UN, UNCLOS, using UNCLOS as a framework, So I think we have to wait and see what will transpire, and to me this is also a diplomatic way, We are not Cambodia have not opted to take this matter to the ICJ, to rule completely on the boundary aspect. And if you listen carefully to the message that has been repeatedly sent out by Prime Minister Hun Manet, our Prime Minister, he mentioned even if there is 1% chance to use diplomacy, he would opt to use that first. Until that is failed, then Cambodia seek to do other things. So I think with all honesty, Cambodia have been very honest in the process. The unstable aspects of it, or the unknown in these issues is Thai military. Again, the Thai military, if they see that Cambodia using legal way to try to take what Thailand think belong to them. They may use military power to assert their position, you know, so that people talk, that people speculate the third war, and it may happen in a maritime domain as well, not just on land. So these diplomatic mechanism can only work, you know, in my honest opinion, whether it's the American-led or the Chinese-led or ASEAN framework or the combination of the three, can only work if both Thailand and Cambodia would agree to use this in a faithful way, in an honest way, in a most committed way, you know. So the key point is that both countries remain the key actor in making this diplomatic work. To be short, Cambodia want diplomatic solution, you know, and Cambodia hope that Thailand would also do the same, you know, not to entertain the idea that Cambodia will use legal aspect to, you know, in other words, Cambodia would brush away that we will persuade UNCLOS to favor Cambodia position. What we want UNCLOS to do is to defend Cambodian position should we have legal right to claim whatever we think is belong to us. That's all. And Thailand can do the same because Thailand also member UNCLOS, you know. So Thailand should consider this process as a win-win for Thailand as well. It's not just for Cambodia, but for Thailand to gain, you know, more solid legal assurance that their sovereignty is reassured by UNCLOS, you know. So that's the point. The point is that both countries have to make it work, the diplomatic solution. If you don't make the diplomatic solution work, there's only one solution left, and that's the military position, of which both countries will lose.
Yeah.